Hi guys, welcome back to the third part of my 4-part series on my Dollhouse Quiet Book. In today's video, we're going to be making 2 rooms, a bedroom as well as a kitchen. The next video is going to be the last one where we're going to just make one room and I'll show you how to compile your entire quiet book together. If you haven't watched the previous videos in this series, I have it linked in the description as well as in the iCard section. So let's get started. So for this project, I'm just using little scraps of yarn that I have around and I'm using a 3.25mm crochet hook. So now in order to get started, let's make a slip knot. Make a loop with your yarn. With the tail end, make another loop inside the first one. Pick it up and pull. Now insert your hook and tighten. Now the way I want to do my bed is I want to leave the bottom row as it is and leave the top 4 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I want my bed to be about this size. So first we're going to make the number of chains to cover the horizontal bit. So to create a chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and continue making this for the width that you want your bed to be. So now once you have the width ready and you're happy with it, go on to the second chain from the hook, yarn over, insert, pull up a loop. You have 3 on the hook, pull through all 3. So we're doing a half double crochet. Again, yarn over, insert, pull up a loop. You have 3 on the hook, pull through all 3, and you will continue creating half double crochets all the way until the end of the row. So now at the end of row 1, you're going to just chain 1, turn, and continue the same pattern of 1 half double crochet in every stitch all the way around until the other side. And this is the pattern that you'll be following for the number of rows that you want to make your bed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it starting from around here, going all the way until here, but I'm going to leave the last row empty. So once you're done with the entire structure of your bed, meet me back here again. So now that you're done with your little bed, create another piece of the exactly same size with the same pattern to do a blanket, and then I'll show you how to do a border around it. Now that I've finished my tiny little blanket, I'm going to do a border using this light purple color. I'm going to do a simple shell stitch border, and each shell is going to be 4 double crochets. So just attach your yarn. I'm going to start over here. You can start anywhere you want. Pull the yarn through, chain 2, and in that same stitch, place 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So the first chain 2 counts as 1 double crochet, and now you've added 3 more. Now skip the next stitch, and into the stitch after that, place a slip stitch. Again, skip the next stitch, and into the stitch after that, place 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, skip the next stitch, and into the stitch after that, place a slip stitch, and now you've come to the corner. So in the corner, instead of placing 4, you're going to place 7 double crochets. Again, skip the next stitch and place a slip stitch into the stitch after. Now you will continue this pattern all the way around. So you'll place 4 double crochets, skip a stitch, slip stitch, skip a stitch, 4 double crochets, and in the corner you'll place 7 double crochets. So complete your entire border and then meet me back here again. So my lacy little blanket is complete with the shells around, and this is how I'm going to assemble my bed. So here's my page. I'm just going to put the bed here, and then I'm going to have the blanket falling over it like this, and I'm just going to fold the blanket over so a little bit of the bed is visible. Now when I stitch this together, I'm going to stitch this side, and when I'm stitching this end, I'm only going to stitch the blanket till this point, so I have this much of an opening to put my doll inside. So first stitch up your bed and then add your blanket. So now that my bed is all sewed up, let's give it a try. We can put our little doll right in. And she fits perfectly. Now, if you want, you can sew in your edges. If you've seen my last video, what I did is I put in a second layer behind this, and I put some packaging in the middle just to make the pages a little thick. I'm going to do that for this as well. That's why I'm not sewing in my edges. I'm just going to keep it as it is and then tuck it inside between the stuffing. So now we can start working on the closet. I've started with a chain of 40. Basically what you want is, you want it to go from this side of the bed all the way to the other side, so that once you close it, it's going to fit within this space. So like this. Go ahead and finish your chain and then meet me back here again. Now we'll be following a similar pattern to the bed. Skip the first stitch. Into the second one, place a half double crochet, and then place one half double crochet all the way around until the end of the row. When you reach the end of the row, chain one and turn, and continue this until you reach the entire length that you need. So now that I'm done with this little piece for my closet, I'm just going to close this way, push the sides down, and decide the placement of my closet. So I want it to be like this. Now once you open it up, you're going to have these little lines on the side, and I just want you to stitch this down on both the sides as well as the top and the bottom. Now that you've sewed your little wardrobe together, we're just going to create 2 chains from both the sides so we can tie this together to close the wardrobe. So to do that, attach your yarn to the middle of one side of the wardrobe. I'm doing it in a different color just to show you, and start placing chains. So I'm going to do about 6 chains. 6. Just snip off your yarn, and now repeat this for the other side as well. So now you can close your wardrobe by just tying the 2 ends tightly together, and this will remain closed. If you want to make this a little more secure, you can add 1 or 2 more. Now I'm just going to sew in my ends, and I'll see you back here again. So here's a quick tip. If you want your clothes to stay on your wardrobe, you can just put 2 stitches across, which are a little wide, that basically act almost like elastic rubber bands, and then you can put the outfits inside these and hold it in place. So I made a little skirt and a top, and they fit into these 2 areas like this, and then I can close the wardrobe up. So the next room I create is going to be a little dining room, and I want to do this with an orange page. The first feature that we're going to put in this dining room is a little window on the side. To make the window, chain 10. From the second chain on the hook, start placing 1 double crochet all the way around. At the end of the row, chain 1 and turn, and continue placing 1 double crochet all the way around for 4 rows. The reason why I'm not showing you this in detail is because this is the same pattern we used for the pages as well as some of the other elements in our quiet book. You just need to follow the same pattern. It's extremely simple. Make a little window of 4 rows and then meet me back here again. So I've completed my little window. I just used some scrap blue yarn and a crochet hook size 2.5 millimeters, and this is how my window looks. Now, as an added element, we're also going to make curtains. So I'll show you how to make little curtains for your window. So now that we have our window ready, let's start with the curtains. I've taken some scrap white yarn. I'm just going to create a slip knot and insert my 2.5 mm hook. Now I'm going to start with a chain of 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now I'm going to follow the same pattern that I was doing previously, which is from the second chain on the hook, place 1 double crochet and then 1 double crochet all the way around until you reach the other side, and continue this for 7 rows. Once you're done with this piece, please prepare another piece because we'll have 2 sides to the curtain. So once you're done with both your pieces, meet me back here again. So now that we have these 2 little curtains ready, I'll show you how to attach these. So I'm just taking a yarn needle and I've threaded in some white yarn. Now I'm just going to start from this end and just put in very loosely, just put in a few stitches and then leave a little bit of gap and attach the other window on the other side. Like so. So you have both your windows here and they're attached together by this little string. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to stitch the 2 ends of these threads down, and what you'll be able to do is if you pull this together, you can close the curtains, and if you pull them apart, you can open them. So I'm just going to attach the 2 ends to my page and I'll show you how the curtain works. So now that I've sewed in my edges, this is how my curtains open. And if I pull them together, this is how they close. So it's a cute little interactive feature that you can add to your quiet book, and it's pretty fun. You can move them however you want and your little curtain is ready. So now the next feature in our dining room page is going to be a little dining table that we're going to make right here. I'm going to use some mint green yarn and a crochet hook size 4 millimeters. So the first thing that you need to do is make a magic ring. Hold your yarn in your hands and create an X. Insert your hook into the bottom, pull up the top, twist, pick up the working side and pull through. So your magic ring is ready. Into this magic ring you're going to place 6 single crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now usually once you're done with a magic ring, you tuck this end to close up this space. We're not going to do that. We're just going to pull it slightly so that it remains a semicircle like this. Now for row 2, chain 1, turn your work and place 2 single crochets into each single crochet. So you're placing an increase in each stitch. So that's 1, 2, into the next one, 1 and 2, and continue this until you get to the other side. Now that you're at the other side, chain 1 and turn, place 1 single crochet into the first stitch, and in the next stitch you're going to place an increase, so 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, into the following one, 1, into the one after that, 2, and this is the pattern you'll be following all the way around. Now for the next row, chain 1 and turn. Now you're going to place 2 single crochets, so 1 in the first one, 1 in the one after that, followed by an increase. So 1, 2, 1 in the first one, 1 in the next one, and then 2 in the following stitch. Now for the next row, chain 1 and turn, and we're going to do 3 single crochets followed by an increase. And now for the next row, chain 1 and turn, and this time you're going to do 4 single crochets followed by an increase. So this is how your dining table looks so far. Now what you need to do for the next 4 rows is chain 1 and turn, and just place 1 single crochet all the way around. When you reach the end of the row, chain 1, turn, and continue placing 1 single crochet all the way around. So do this for the next 4 rows and then meet me back here again. So once you're done, you should have a little fan that looks something like this. And now we're going to put the finishing touches to our little tablecloth. So to do that, I'm going to switch over to another color. I'm using this scrap sparkly blue yarn that I have. I'm just going to attach it like so and chain 1. Now I can just tug the old yarn and cut it off. I'll sew in the edges later. Now we're going to do something very similar to what we did for the bedspread. I want you to chain 1 more. So you've chained 2, and then in the first stitch you're going to place 8 double crochets. So that's, now you're going to skip 1 stitch, and into the stitch after that you're going to place a slip stitch. Now skip a stitch, and into the one after that you're going to do 8 double crochets again. So this is how I want your tablecloth to look. It needs to have this little scalloped edge all the way around. So now that I have my little dining table ready, I'm just going to stretch this out across like this. And the way you want to secure this is you want to put stitches here as well as all the way till here. So you're going to leave these 4 shells as well as the middle part, because this is where we're going to put the doll inside. So stitch your piece together and I'll show you how to complete this room. So now I've sewed my little dining table in place. I haven't sewed in my ends yet. I'll do that once I make sure that the size is okay. So I'm just going to take my doll and fit her inside her little dining table. And there it is. Now to make some additional pieces, you can do a little cupboard with some cups and saucers, or you can do a little cup here and a saucer on the table too. So give it your finishing touches and I'll work on mine too, and I'll see you back here again. So here are my final rooms. In the bedroom, I've added a small detail of a clock on top. The closet opens and you can even change the dresses of your dolls. In the kitchen, I've added a little closet on top which has some pots and pans. I've also made a little gas stove along with an oven below it which opens and closes. You can make anything you want. It's a lot of fun using your creativity and adding little details all around. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share it with all your friends. Subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for the last part of my Quiet Book series. Until next time, bye-bye.